Welcome back, people. We are here with another video up on the channel. Thank you for clicking on it. I do genuinely appreciate each and every single one of you that have taken your time to do so. And this is our first video back after what was an absolutely incredible week of streaming for my birthday. Turned 31 years old last week. We did 12-hour streams every single day. My fiance joined me on stream. We had an awesome time. We had a couple of drinks and chilled and chatted. So if you are watching these YouTube videos, but you want to come catch me live and catch some of that content as well, I do stream at twitch.tv/IMinimann, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. UK time. It'd be fantastic to see you over there. And if you do come across, let me know that you came over from the YouTube videos. That'd be amazing. So in this particular raid, we were actually looking for Sanitar to try and carry on progressing towards getting our Predator shirt, which actually by now I do have the Predator shirt. This video was actually from a few weeks ago, but due to the birthday stream and things like that, I have been a little bit delayed in actually getting this one edited out. But straight off the spawn, we ended up spotting these two guys, and this particular area, like Road to Customs, weather station sort of area, is carnage early on in the raid / early wipe. So when you're watching this video, wipe is fairly close, we all think, obviously with arena potentially dropping pretty soon as well. So this particular area on Shoreline can get pretty crazy because there's so many spawns nearby. There's actually a couple of quest items near here. Obviously, I just ran past one of the crashed UAV drones for one of the Peacekeeper quests. So yeah, this sort of area is pretty crazy. And then we get shot. And the reason why this area is kind of crazy, as those two guys found out, and now I'm finding out, is that there's just no cover. You're just out in the open. If you get shot, you're in serious trouble. You need to try and push back. It turns out I actually just got shot at by the goons. The way of telling that you're actually being shot at by the goons is due to, like, when they normally shoot you, they will voice line at the same time. They'll shout in their, like, sort of American accents and whatnot. They'll say some really cool voice lines, to be fair, and you can normally tell it's those. And they've, like, BSG have actually tweaked the AI for the goons, so they do push out further now. They don't just shoot at you and sort of stay where they are. They will push towards you, and that was why I kind of began panicking at this point. So I've ran away. I've managed to use this this hill as cover, hoping that they don't push across. But as I then carried on moving this way, there was another player that had spawned here. He'd just been in a gunfight as well, so it goes to show just how tight these spawns are. So just pay attention to everything that's going on. I'd heard gunshots this way. I'd been switching my gun thinking that I was on full auto. Then I actually realized I was still on single fire. So I managed to flick back, get it onto full auto. I'm trying to find a way to get an angle on this guy. And to be honest, I got a little bit lucky there that he progressed up the hill like that. He probably did have vision on me before I did on him. But, you know, my reactions are still just so good at the age of 31 now. But yeah, I mean, there's 3 kills so far in this raid. There hasn't really been anything that I can really teach you guys. It's more map knowledge than the actual kills themselves. It's understanding where players are going to be, understanding how to take the fight, when to sort of go prone, use the cover and things like that. So now it's about how are we going to progress up to the weather station from where we are. This is, in my opinion, the only and best approach to get up to the goons when they are up here at weather station. So you want to be approaching from the Road to Customs side, which is obviously where we are, and then using these trees and rocks as cover, and just kind of hope that they don't spot you, I guess. Hope that they're over the other side of the weather station and that they're not able to get angles on you. If they start shooting at me right now and push out, I'm dead. It's literally that simple. There's not really too much I can do, but I'm just going to carry on throwing grenades, hoping to get voice lines, and just continue pushing up. Try and get as close to them as possible, because at long range, they are just going to absolutely destroy me. I want to try and get in at close range, use the angles, use the building as cover, use right-hand peeks and things like that. Even against bosses, these are things that you have to do. And you'll see just how many grenades I'm throwing. It's purely just to try and get some info. I'm not throwing them attempting to get kills. This is what people don't do enough when it comes to killing bosses. I try and advise people all the time, throw grenades. Stop being scared of, like, throwing them and just keep hold of your grenades. Throw them. Get the voice lines. Understand where people are. Understand where the bosses are, because they'll always shout. Actual grenades work better than flashbangs. But, I mean, flashbangs are still absolutely fine. You can get 10 every reset. So, do what you need to do. Throw them grenades. Get the info that you require. And right there, Knight actually pushes down the hill, and we end up picking up the kill. So at this point, guys, I have actually cut the clip ever so slightly. I didn't want to literally leave you guys sitting and watching me using a CMS kit, repacking mags, looting Knight, all that good stuff. But Knight literally had nothing good on him whatsoever. Didn't even have his face mask, which was a little bit disappointing. But at this point, we're now progressing up. And you'll see here that I'm trying to scan all these bushes, trying to figure out, because out of all of the goons, the one that I'm scared of the most is Bird Eye. the dude is obviously has silent footsteps. You never know where he is. He will push up on you, but he does voice lines. So again, throw grenades if you've got them to try and figure out. But I think at this point, I'd actually maybe run out of grenades. I'm not 100% sure. But it's quite scary when you're wandering around up here. And I will be honest, I probably would have been shot at by now if they were up here. But you'll still see how vigilant I'm being. I'm checking every angle, checking every corner. I crouch. I'm putting my my audio slider to 0 by tapping caps lock. I'm doing everything I possibly can just to try and figure out where these are. Because I know if I'm out in the open, I'm dead. And these are things that you just need to constantly be paying attention to. I try and advise people as much as I possibly can. You are not going to outshoot AI majority of the time. You are not going to be able to win in a 1v1 gunfight when they catch you off guard. You need to find out their position before you engage in the gunfight. By this point, guys, you will now have seen we have literally teleported all the way over to the cottages. And that is because, like I say, I was looking for Sanitar. We didn't find Sanitar, I don't believe. And it was purely because the goons were here instead. So I was actually thinking, right, let's just extract from this raid. And somebody in chat actually said, no, why not go and check all the way down at pier to see if Sanny's there? So as we progress across to pier, this is where I'm reverting back to the whole point of the video being called Fate. And it is simply to show that it's not always good to just get in and out of raids so quick. I actually need to remember this and stand by this a little bit more. I'm somebody that likes to spend no more than sort of 15 minutes in a raid. I go in, I get done what I need to do, I kill off some PMCs and I extract, and then we just go again. But in this particular raid, we had managed to kill Knight, killed those 3 PMCs at the start, didn't find Sanny, so I thought I'm just going to leave. And then as I actually go back on myself, you'll see that as we're progressing across, I end up actually spotting 2 more objects, I'm going to call them for now, and we get into another fight. And it goes to show that it's not always best just to leave. Sometimes hanging around, moving around the map and things like that is actually the way to play it. So as we're pushing across here, we're obviously going to go down to pier. I haven't heard anything for a little while, didn't hear any more gunshots in the raid, but as we're looking across, this is obviously a known sort of sniping spot. People look down to pier from here. This used to be one of the shooter born in heaven like dreams, but now that they've actually reduced or actually got completely rid of the distance required for shooter borns, people don't really sit here as much anymore. But we're still looking down, we're seeing if Sanny's running around, and then we see some movement down on the beach. And I actually thought that was Bird Eye / Big Pipe, so one of the goons, because of the gear that they were wearing. And then it turns out to be 2 PMCs. And going back to the word fate and having the goons on this thumbnail, it's purely because I'd killed Knight, the other guys had run away, then these 2 guys turn up and they literally deliver me the goon gear. It's wonderful. So these guys have clearly ended up in a fight with the goons at some point. I end up just picking up a fairly easy kill on that guy. I think they maybe knew I was there, but they didn't know exactly where. They were free looking whilst they were down on the beach. And then this is the part of the fight you need to pay attention to. So the second guy pushes up. I'm assuming these guys are fairly capable. If they've managed to kill the goons, they must at least kind of know what they're doing. I see / hear this guy moving up, and as he progresses up to my left, that gives me the right hand advantage. So I'm able to peek with the right hand and pick up the shots and pick up the kills on this guy. I do get very lucky here. Bang. That's a headshot. So, I mean, there's not really much I can say about that one, guys. So all the PMC kills, I did kill 5 PMCs in this particular raid, and there's nothing overly crazy, but it was more of a showcase of how to figure out how to push the goons, and spending more time in raids isn't always a bad thing. I'm a massive advocate normally for just like progressing through, getting what I need to completed, get out, go again. But this raid goes to show that hanging around can sometimes work out, and the gear comes to you sometimes. All right, these guys have killed the goons. We ended up looting up. We moved over towards the extract, and we ended up killing 5 PMCs as well as Knight. Sanitar wasn't there, unfortunately. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, like I say, like, comment, sub. Slightly different compared to the normal ones. I do obviously normally break down the fights a little bit more, but then 5 kills there. There's not really too much I can say about them. But if you did enjoy it, guys, like I say, do all that standard YouTube stuff. That would be absolutely fantastic. And come check out the live stream.